so events and stuff. So I don't get to take photos, but this is some. This is one of those photographs which gave me a recognition. And why I showed this photograph, uh, for me, it's not just a photograph. It's a photograph that gave me that recognition that as a photograph. So I call it a sense of pride and satisfaction. There's two things involved in this. Like, if you look into this shot, it's a firework. Uh, Obviously, it could be either Eid Day or a national day. That's where we see fireworks. Now we only see different active events. This was captured in 2018 during Qatar National Day. Uh, this shot alone has gave me multiple awards as well as one single photo I have made about closer to around 40,000 riyals, I would say, with one photograph, selling copyrights, selling as photo frames, and so on, attending competition, prize monies, and everything. Uh, why I'm saying is, people think today photography is about taking photos. I mean, it's not. Yes, you have to take photographs, but before you take, your eye is the best camera. You got to capture it with your eye. So people think taking with mobile or using this accessory high-end cameras will bring good photographs. No. First, you need to start seeing. Okay. Technically, becoming a photographer is very easy. Today, we all know. We all come. I'm also like at my late 30s. So we come from that generation of film rolls and everything. You know that, right? So in film roll we get 12 shots. The maximum I have used is 36 shots. So every shot there matters. If you miss one frame, that means you are missing a shot there, a photo. Today we have cameras, mobile with small memory cards, which is 256 GB, even if it's got 1 TB memory card. We don't care because if you just check the mobiles also, in your gallery you will have more than 1,000 pictures. But if you happen to run out of space, the first thing that you keep your hands in deleting the photos and videos that you take. I have a mobile that I purchased 3 years ago. To my knowledge, I only captured about 450 photographs in the last 3 years. I don't just click. Because even though I belong to this and the previous, like the mid generation, I live in the old mindset. I think always, what if this is my last shot? If I can't take anymore, this is my last day. I think in that way before I click. And ask myself, is this shot worth what I'm gonna do by capturing this photograph? Will it convey a message that I want to do? If you see this photograph, just a photograph. Yes, some people see it actually it's a nice photograph. Some people when I ask question about what I think, they give different opinions. I mean, for me, this is not just a photograph of a celebration of fireworks. If you go back to about 45 years back, if you see a photograph at only Sheraton was there, in the Cornish. That was the first building in the Cornish. From that till this, and if you try to see today's skyscraper here, there's different add-ons being added to the skyscraper, right? There's a lot of more buildings being added. So that's a transformation. When I come from Sri Lanka, and I'm coming from a city from the central part of Sri Lanka. 2-3 years ago, I went after 2.5, 3 years. I went home, and then I'm living here for 13 years. When I went back there, what I saw was when I was young, like during my childhood, what I saw there, it remains the same. There's nothing. Slight developments are there. The roads are bigger now. You can see some buildings, but if you go into the other areas, remains the same. But here, in that last 12 years of the 13 years that I have lived, every month or every other day you got to see something new. What was there like when I came, Musharraf downtown was not there. That's the time they started construction. And now Musharraf downtown is a whole different level of city. Yeah. So that's transformation. That's here when I say this, that one particular Sheraton building to this is a huge transformation. And in a national day, what they celebrate is not just their national day, the pride or the nation, the way they have grown, and all those things. So when I approach these kind of scenes, we photographers try to go chase saying, okay, night there's going to be a firework, they want to capture all those kind of stuff. Most of the people they want to get wow shots. When I approach this shot, my idea was to not to just to show buildings and fireworks. Moreover, I wanted to show the growth from where they started and where. That's what I'm trying to show in that single frame. I mean, photography is this. This particular building is not just a building. It's someone's idea, someone's vision. You know what I mean? So, someone's idea, someone's design, vision is what being brought into that kind of a shape. And if you go into the building, from inside the building, that holds centuries of Islamic values and things. So it's not just a it's not just a building. So when you try to capture all these things, you got to understand. Like when you buy a car, for example, when you buy a car, you try to understand. Like when you try to do something or invest in something, try to approach something, you try to understand that. So before you take a photograph, you got to definitely understand. Ask yourself why this building is in this shape. Why not? Because always we see buildings either straight, box shapes, and different shapes. Like if you go to Cornish, we got to see different shapes. It's all someone's idea, someone's vision. They build it and they have put it into a structure like this. And as photographers, when you take photograph, if you try to take just a photograph like that, it won't do justice to that. It'll just remain as a photograph. As you keep going, it just get off. Like when you run out of memory, you will delete it. For example, if you take when you got graduated, when you got married, when a baby is born in the family, or some special moment happened, we take photographs. Do we delete them? We find ways to save because those moments are valuable. Those moments have memories, a lot of things behind. So what I try to teach here is not just how to take photographs. Technically, using a camera is very easy today. You don't actually need a camera. Mobile is enough. I'm pretty sure seeing this journey of photography, I'm pretty sure down the lane with all these AI features and things that are coming in, down the road, next maximum 1.5 years, this will replace this. To that extent, now videographers who does videography, we mostly do content creation with iPhone. They shoot cinemas with iPhone. And today there is a role called content creators with iPhone. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a well-paid job. Content creators with iPhone. It's a well-paid job. Minimum starting package is about 7,000 riyals plus, and it goes up to 10, 12, 13,000. It's not about the low light or things. How do you use it? If you know how to use it, you can capitalize on during low light also. Even on camera, if it is low light, definitely having a camera at low light, it's gonna perform poor because it's just a small sensor here. This is the 35mm sensor. Okay, it's not very big. So
I mean, it's grainy. They are telling that it's like a grainy capture in night like that. So
technical things are there, but we are talking about social media and stuff where you're going to see videos in this kind of size screen maximum. Yeah, today mostly people watch videos in this kind of mobiles, not like how we used to see in the TVs and stuff. So So it serves the purpose. Yes, there are things, but still it will be very good in the coming days. Already we see a lot of changes that's happening, doing things, and even some companies that I work with, they are happy when I give them content shoot with iPhone. So I'll show you, like for example, I'll show you one video.
Why specifically iPhone and not any other
No,
device?
I'm just talking about. I'm a pro Samsung user, but I'm just talking about because iPhone is very popular because they are, what do you call, cameras are good. Okay, camera grades are good. So say this was completely shot with the old iPhone. So I'm just showing you. This was shot with iPhone. So we barely use. Sometimes when we do work at some with some firms when we work, we barely use the camera. They need fast-paced stuff, and it works very well on social media as well. Some of the contents that I use, I just shoot it with my Samsung phone and I throw it. It goes viral.
This, excuse me, this is also parts of photography or video.
No, I'm just trying to talk about the cameras and
Okay.
the technology behind the photography. Okay, so mobiles are getting better. Okay, it doesn't mean because how many of you have got camera? Everybody's got. You have a camera. Do you have?
No.
You don't have a camera.
No.
Three of you guys don't know. So yeah, so until you get a camera, sometimes you might think, okay, if I have a camera only, I can do photography. You know, even with your mobile, you can do. But what you need is, what I'm trying to explain you here is, it's not the tool. It's the way you see.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the whole idea I was trying to take you around.
Yeah, because I'm feeling sometimes, that's why I like photography. My eyes, sometimes I see an creative area. Sometimes the tree, I see the face.
Yeah.
That's why I need to study what is. Sometimes my eyes are seeing another different.
Exactly.
Like that.
So the whole story I was taking around here and there is, what I'm trying to say is, create things that creates something meaningful. Don't just click. That's the whole idea.
Mm.
Because people want to do things, but a lot of people come to me, okay, I want to learn the camera, how to use it. Today it's not about the tool anymore. Since the beginning, it's not about the tool. Okay? Since the beginning, it's not about the tool.
Yeah, because the common question that you get when you see a good photograph is, the next question is, which camera do you use?
Yes.
You know, it's a very, very common question.
Exactly.
When you see a good picture, the first question that is asked is, which camera do you use?
Which do you have? But nobody tried to look and see, try to understand what is the story behind it, what is the, from where it's taken, how it's taken, those kind of questions we don't ask. First we ask, what is the camera exactly?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to break that because that's pointless.
Yeah, it should be serious.
Yeah.
So how do you see it? So all the photographers in history, if you see, they all did this. They learned how to see. And as I mentioned, I always love to talk to people who are nearing to retire. This is something really a good hobby to have, or a passion to have after retirement. It will give you a lot of meaning in life, because that free time, because you live a very busy life here. You go back and suddenly you slow down, and then in life, next step, what do you think? You don't know what to do. You will have, sometimes you won't be like to stay with families. You know, sometimes if you are living here alone, you are used to a life of being quiet and stuff, right? And go back, go back home, you become busy. Sometimes you might not become busy with kids and stuff. This will be a nice hobby to have, and the reason why I put a photograph also, the astronaut holding a camera is, people think photography is rocket science. Well, no, it's very straightforward, very easy. It's all you need, observation. Just stop and watch. You will get a lot of things. When I see each and everyone here, I see art. Everyone is different. You come from a different country, you speak a different language, you have a different culture. Yeah, that when I see you see at Lakeview, but I don't see you there. Your style, the way you dress up, the features, that gives me the character and it gives me a vibe as a photographer. So this approach, if you are an artist, you will know how to approach that. If not, you will just pass by another man. No. If you stop and watch, you will find in each and everything that you pass by, even a coffee cup that you hold in your morning time, the scene that comes out, you leave your art. The cleaner that cleans the street, you will find something. You will not see him as a laborer. You got the point. So this is a beautiful art. So I just took a bit to explain you why is. Yes, we need to learn a bit of technical side, but don't pressure yourself to be technically with. Okay, if you go back to the most spoken photographs in the history, not like technically wow, they had deep meanings. You got the point. Some of these photographers, there's a popular French photographer called Henri Cartier. The photographs he took, some of them you won't be even able to see it properly. But the world, the photography world celebrates this kind of photographs. The story behind, the ideas behind is what being celebrated. It's not the quality of the photograph. So you can create with anything what you have, but make sure to create something meaningful. So with that note, we will jump into to understand more, and this is just a little bit about me. I think I've spoken everything on this thing. So I personally been driven by three things. I believe if you want to be a good artist, definitely you got to have a dream. You all have a dream. That's what brings you here. Having a dream doesn't make you a better artist. Obviously, you got to have a passion. The passion is there. Passion, what brings you again? Dream and the passion is there. That's what. Even though tomorrow is a working day, you are sitting here. That's because of the passion. Because sometimes when I talk to people, because last 4 years I've thought about 2,000 plus students, and most of the time when I speak to them, when I say there's a weekday class, nobody wants to go because we have to go to work, and they say lame reasons. Okay, because they have this but they don't have the passion, and then the purpose. And once you do this, what do you want to do? That's very important. And how do you want to give back? So these kind of stuff is very important to have. This is a little about me, and I'm LBIPP, which is London British Institute of Professional Photography licentiate member. And I also have a community called Sata Social. If you want to continuously learn, keep improving after the course is done, there's a community which I will invite you to join. So we conduct workshops and stuff most of the time. It's free workshop in partnership with brands like Canon, Nikon and stuff. They can be part of that as well. So this is about me, and I've spoken on major events like Roha Photography Festival, brands like Nikon, Canon, and conducted over 50 workshops the last 1.5 to 2 years. So that's a little about me. Let's move on. Okay. Now we are here to learn photography. Now, when you hear the term photography, what do you think is the most important or the most primary working tool of photography?
I think for me it's framing.
Framing, okay.
For me, it's the composition.
Composition, okay. I'm asking photography. Photography means photography. When you hear the term photography, what do you think is the most important thing in photography?
Moment.
or the primary working tool, I would say.
Skills.
Skills, composition, the moment, camera. Think beyond technical. Okay. You are getting stuck to the technical part.
It's creative. It's sometimes
Again,
creative.
technical.
Passion.
Technical.
Passion, okay.
Passion.
What else? This, if you don't have this, that means you can't take photos. That's
Story, it means what this moment, what it is, any moment, when we try to capture, why we are capturing this moment, this photo.
okay. Moment.
Purpose reason, yes.
Okay. Composition, movements, and everything. Okay. What else you think?
Some souvenirs.
Light,
Ah,
Yeah. If there's light, you can't take photographs, right? Definitely you need to switch on the
Ah,
light.
okay.
That is, that is also artificial light again. So this is what photography is all about. I made a video about it. So 100 years ago, 1000 years ago, actually, the Arab scientist
oh
called
man, like
Huh?
yeah.
Arab scientist called Ibn al-Haytham was the one discovered this thing. I'll
Light
just
is
play that
the
video so that
primary
you have an
working tool.
understanding about how light works and how cameras work. Okay. So
Wala bang kamerang midnight na?
yeah.
Pag madilim na lang. Ang gabi.
This is the whole idea.
I've seen it.
His name was Ibn al-Haytham. Back then, people believed vision worked backwards. They thought your eyes sent light out to see the world. He proved the opposite. Light reflects off objects and enters your eyes. That's how we see. That single discovery changed everything. Because if vision is reflected light entering the eye, a camera does the exact same thing. It doesn't create images. It captures light already bouncing off the world. That's why photography was never about the object. It's always been about the light. Change the direction, you change the mood. Change the intensity, you change the emotion. Remove the light, and the image disappears. Every great photograph follows a principle discovered 1,000 years ago. You're not taking pictures of things, you're capturing how light remembers them.
Okay, so that's a simple, quick explanation I can give you. So light, we're capturing the light. Okay. So remember the word itself, the word from the photography from the Greek word, which means drawing with light. Okay, it's important to remember. So like when you try to take a photograph, even using your mobile phones, okay, what happens is there is a mechanism behind that. Like example, you click a photograph, and when you try to go into